So the call came in from, I have a commercial agent and named Liz Darling, and so she called, and she's from England. She says, Kyle, darling, listen, they've called from Pixar, and they want to, and I said, Liz, stop, I'm in. You had me at Pixar. And I said, I don't care what I have to do, sweep the floor, whatever it is. So, so they actually called in and asked if I would be interested in doing the voice of Riley's father, and I said, well, absolutely. Can I have a mustache? I said, no, I didn't say that. But they gave me a mustache, so anyway.
Have you been offered animated characters throughout your career? Why haven't we seen you do a lot of that?
Most of my career is animated, if you don't notice, Matt. No, this was really, I did the voice of Superman but that was about it, you know, apart from doing ADR for movies and TV shows and stuff, which you do, but nothing like this. This was the first time.
And did Pixar hand you the full Inside Out script, or did you only know the bits that your character was involved with?
Well, they work in kind of an interesting way. I guess it's pretty standard for animation, but they came in with a presentation, drawings of the character, what he might look like, and then sort of the storyline roughed in, sketches, and then just words and a summation of the entire film. And I had a long conversation with Pete Docter, a director, Jonas Rivera as a producer, and Ronnie Del Carmen, who was co-director at the time. And they really filled me in on what they were expecting, what they were looking for, who this guy was. And it really starts from there. I found in the working process, it's a little different, you know, as you can imagine. So I would drive to Disney, and they had a studio, and they had a microphone there, and they just kind of talked to me through what they were expecting, and there was a script, but there was nothing for me to work off of, which is usually what happens when you do ADR or something like that. The first day I was in, I was working with Diane Lane, who is fantastic, and I've known Diane for years and years and years. She plays the mom. And so we were able to work off each other a little bit, which was sort of helpful. But the rest of the time, it's just me and a microphone, and Pete Docter, maybe he's there, maybe he's not even there, maybe he's a video feed coming down from Emeryville, so
how weird is that? I talked to Mindy Kaling, voices one of the characters, and Bill Hader. I talked to both of them over the weekend, and they said the exact same thing. You're in a booth by yourself. Sometimes Pete and the other Pixar guys are there, but a lot of the time, I mean, you're certainly not in the room with the other, for the 5 voices inside Riley's head, sadness, fear, anger, joy, and disgust. They weren't recording their voices in the same room together. And it's so interesting because there's such a huge interaction between the 5 characters and the way they're added together, and the same for you and Diane Lane and Riley, your daughter. How strange is it to do an animated character with no audience and no visuals?
It's, you know, I found what I would do is I would actually run my version of the film in my brain, which wasn't nearly as interesting as the film that you see. But I would run that as I would do my dialogue, so trying to figure out the logic and the sequence, you know, things that are pretty, I guess they're interesting to me, boring to everybody else, but, you know, when would I say the line? When I am at the door, when I'm walking towards her, when I'm sitting on the bed, what happens there? So I would kind of create, well, what would I do with my son? My son is going to be 7 here in a month, and so I've been, well, how would I approach him? So I just, you know, fell back on what I imagined it might be, and that's how it happened. But it's such a thrill to see, you know, being such a small part of this, to come to the premiere just the other night and to see it assembled, and just the complete magic that I think the film is, and I know you agree with me on that.